cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Mocha, Chaos Queen, be careful driving, y'all. Hey, Akuna, LTT's in the house. Roxy, LTT's been a member for 10 months, y'all. Woohoo. Roxy's been here for 2 months. Thank you, thank you. Hey, CJ. It's CJ's birthday today, y'all. Real quick, we'll remind you. Happy birthday, CJ.
Happy birthday.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Kelly. Hey, Jenna, look at the eyeballs down there. Oh, that's why.
I got her. Uh-oh. Did I just take her off?
Put it back up there. I think we hit it at the same time, not meaning to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Me in backstage.
No, I miss Tara. Where's Tara? Oh, hey, Tara.
Hey, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Boy, oh boy, what a day. Yesterday was something, wasn't it?
The way y'all described it to me, yes, it was.
Yeah. I saw some interesting things that went on, and I thought, you know what, we'll do a quick live, and it'll be a quick live because I do have to go to sleep because I've got to work again tonight. And I was up early yesterday morning, so I've been up for a long time. So it's very interesting watching Earth String, her live and watching the chat. Now,
I'm here.
there's all this stuff kicking off because Susan is an alcoholic, right? And is when a lot of people said that, because people were in her chat supporting her, and they didn't necessarily know the ins and outs of everything that went on. They only saw what they saw on YouTube. Okay. And so anyone in there was called an enabler. That, I mean, Ed took some pretty hard hits on that, right? But yet, I don't know of anybody, and I mean, there may be, I don't know, but in general, I don't recall anybody over there saying that Susan doesn't have a problem. Well, it's important to understand. I don't recall anybody saying, "Hey, Susan doesn't have a problem. She doesn't need help." Anybody?
No, I think we
Nope.
all know she has a problem,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I'm interested. It's interesting because watching Earth Life, and they were kind of, and I understand there was a lot of people in there. There's people on panel. Then just because everybody is in the chat, not everybody feels the same way as a certain few people do. Got to keep that in mind. I understand that. But my thing here is, are you going after Susan because she's an alcoholic? Are you going after her because you just don't like her? Got to be careful with that, see? Because you want to sit here and point these fingers to everybody who is supporting her in the best way that they know how, okay? And the people who made the comments, they know who I'm talking about. But yet you have this live going on, pointing out, she needs help, she needs this, da 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 da. Well, that's great. But what's good for one goose is good for the next goose. We've all seen how someone who is, drinking heavily, how they can get enraged, right? We see how they tell lies. We've witnessed it. I'll tell you one thing I haven't seen Susan do. I have not seen Susan pass out drunk on a live, lift their head up, throw up, and lay right back down on it. See, when I see that, and you see someone drink into oblivion repeatedly, okay, you see the person get vile and go into rages. You've busted the person out lying. You've caught them in the middle of the lies. And you've also seen where they have hurt people. Well, to some people's definition, that would mean they're an alcoholic and they shouldn't be on YouTube, right? And you shouldn't be supporting and enabling them, right? Remember, what's good for the goose is good for the goose. There you go. It's ridiculous to sit there and watch a live where they're going on and on and on about an alcoholic who needs help. And then the true colors start coming out. And you see the people. And there was someone who popped up in there. And I'll say the name, guys, because I got a little history with the person. A few of us over here do. Queen Nessie. Now, maybe people haven't watched her lives where she's drunk off her ass. And she's on lives for 18 hours. Sleeping, waking up, and going at it again. This has all happened. This has all been witnessed by many people. It's all out there. Unless she deleted the lives, but there are some people that have clips of it. When you come in, and by all definition of what other people have put out there that would constitute you being an alcoholic, and you fit those definitions to a T, and someone comes in there and asks, hey, well, Why is Queen Nessie in here attacking another alcoholic? And the response that's given is in support of Queen Nessie and saying it's okay because she doesn't lie and she doesn't hurt people and she doesn't, do the S thing. I don't know about the S thing, but I definitely know she's lied. I definitely know she has hurt people. And everything that I said, I've witnessed myself, as well as other people have. So my issue is with those people who sit there and want to enable that kind of behavior and make excuses for that, all while in a chat going at an alcoholic who is an active addiction and yes, does need help. They both need help desperately, in my opinion. And that's just it. It's my opinion. But yet you want to drag Susan, but other people are off limits to call out. We're not supposed to call out other people's bad behaviors because why? You like the person, right? But you want to sit there and bash Susan and drag her through the coals, dogging the hell out of her. And you let Queen Nessie go in there and do it. And y'all are in chat just supporting Queen Nessie all the way and making excuses for her bad behavior. Wow. Unbelievable. I could not, my jaw was just dropped open. I could not believe it. Knowing daggone well that these people have been around, they know, they've seen. And you're going to make allotments and say, it's okay for this one to do it. Why? That tells me everything I need to know right there. You don't give a shit about Susan's sobriety at all. You are only in that chat going at Susan because you don't like her. That's the only reason you're in that chat. Had nothing to do with Susan getting sober. It was just so you could rake her over the coals some more. That's what that tells me. Good morning, Soup. So, yeah, I was just really irritated with seeing that. And that for some reason, people got the balls to call out certain people, but not others. What? And I'm sorry, y'all. I hope nobody's kids or little ears are listening. What the fuck is wrong with people? Don't sit here and go after people who are supporting somebody because you don't like them. And again, the way I see it, it has nothing to do with her sobriety or her drinking because you don't like Susan. So you're going to make excuses and say, oh, it's because she's drinking and she needs help. And you attack everybody who's supporting them. And again, y'all in chat who were saying it, you know exactly who you are. It was jaw dropping. Don't sit here and go into the guise that you're there to, yeah, they need help. They need help. This is, when your little friend desperately needs help as well. It was said that Susan's just drinking herself to death, right? Yeah, well, Queen Nessie is too. But y'all want to take up for that and say that's okay? No, that's ridiculous. Don't sit there and go off on Susan and her sobriety when you don't want to hold anybody else accountable because, oh, well, we like this person. If you liked them, then you'd hold them accountable. You wouldn't lie for them. You wouldn't take up for them. See, sobriety, somebody getting sober, has nothing to do whether you like them or not. I don't care for Queen Nessie at all. I don't like her one bit. I know what she said to me, and I also understand that she was drunk when she said it. So drunk off her ass she couldn't remember. So we had to replay it for her. There was a few other things that she had said she had never said, and that was proven that, hey, you did say it. Well, that would mean that she lied. Right? No, I understand that's the addict who's speaking. It's the addict that goes vile on panels. She absolutely does that. Anybody who's ever watched knows. Oh, Soup, you were in and out and missed her. Yeah. Yeah, she is an angry alcoholic. But the thing is, y'all, was people defended her. When someone went in and said, well, you think it's kind of, I don't remember exactly what was said, but it was, mentioned like, why do you have Queen Nessie in here? She herself needs help. You're sitting with her, going at another person who needs help. I mean, that just, holy shit.
Hey,
And to me,
Lance, I'm
do
sorry.
what?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
have to jump down.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Love you guys.
Love you. Yeah, she is stars, I'm telling you. Yeah, she did. It was bad. She even said, I am not an alcoholic. That's your perception. I'm sorry. I think it's probably a lot of people would probably say you are an alcoholic, Queen Nessie. Like I said, I've never seen Susan pass out drunk multiple times. One particular night, you raised your head, threw up, and put your head right back in it. And I can tell you this too. I know what Queen Nessie drinks. She doesn't do the beer, she does the spirits. It's a certain drink that they have over there. Red, Yeah. So it was very frustrating, y'all. I was just blown away when I saw people defending her and saying that, well, the difference is she doesn't lie, she doesn't hurt people, and she doesn't use the S situation, da 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 da. From where I'm sitting, that's absolutely not true. So you just sat there and you took up for her, lied for her. What the hell? I just don't get it, y'all. And that just kind of made me feel sad because I thought I know exactly why you're here. You're not here because you want to see good for Susan, right? You're not here for that. Not at all. Just so you can badmouth and bash somebody the whole way. That's all. Very sad. Yeah, that's true, too. That is good. Yeah, spirits enter easily. I'm telling you. But what I was going to say, I don't care for Queen Nessie. Like I said, we got a little bit of a history there, and I cut that shit down. Look, man, I tried to be nice to you, cordial, and I'm done. I walk away. That does not mean that I don't want to see her succeed and to become sober and have sobriety and enjoy life. I would love that for her because I think she does desperately need it. Again, that's my opinion. That's just what I see. When I see you drinking yourself into oblivion and passing out on lives, I can only deduce that, you're an alcoholic. You don't want people to think you're an alcoholic. Maybe don't do that. I don't know. I know that there was two other people that were doing it, sticking up for her hardcore. And I could not. I was like, man, oh man. Mm-mm-mm. Never kicked anything with Nessie, yeah. Yeah, well, Nessie's, she is a whole other ball of wax there. She's got just as many problems. An addiction is an addiction. You give into it, you're in it. One's no worse than the other, really, in my opinion. And I did hear somebody tell me of a comment that was made today, just this morning, that was very appalling as well. And I thought to myself, man, this is, I just, wow. Apparently there was conversation about, alcoholics. And again, it's not a disease and blah, 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 blah. Right. And apparently somebody went in and asked about a certain person's friend. And it was said that the other one knew where her son was. That's why it wasn't right for her. There's a lot I could say about that, but I won't. Just this, that addiction is addiction. One addict is no better than the next. If you're going to hold one to a certain standard, you need to hold all of them to that standard. If you're going to sit there and say cruel things about one, you are saying them about the person that you deeply care for, who may be an addict. That's where people don't stop and think. Remember yesterday I did say, people look at an addict and they see a junkie. They think they're just a piece of crap. I look at them and I see a person who desperately needs help. See, that mindset, they're a person, they're a human being. They're not a piece of trash. They are worth every bit of effort, and love, and support that they can get to become sober and realize that they are worth that. Every single one of them, whether you like them or not. In my opinion, every human being is worth that. And that's what they are, as a human being. So, yeah, you could tell I was stewing on that last night, can't you? My mouth just dropped. I couldn't believe it. I thought, what the hell? And then this morning, to be told that on the way home from work, I said, are you kidding me? What in the world? Maybe, I just need to not even pay attention, because this is a subject matter that is dear to my heart. It really is. And maybe because it has affected me on such a close proximity here. Those things that you think, it's never going to be in my backyard, right? Until it is, it's in your house. It's right in your home. It's in your life, right? Then it puts a different perspective on things. And I think, is it a thing that's what people have to go through in order to understand it? Can you not get out of your own way and open your eyes and see things in a different way, from a different side? So the shit you're saying about this addict is the same thing that people can be saying about your loved one who's an addict. Do you want that? Person you care for? But you're running your mouth saying all this shit and being nasty. You got to be careful, because what you're saying, you're directing that towards all addicts. Anyone who suffered from a drinking problem, drugs, whatever. You're pointing that at everybody. Every one of them. Got to be careful with that, huh? But some people are just not smart enough to figure that out, I suppose. Irritating. Irritating. Yeah, soup. I go back and watch. I can't even tell you a timestamp, but it's definitely in there. Yeah, Queen Nessie was in there full throttle. Yeah. I know there were some things that I think were, and this is the thing, y'all, with the typing in chat, because I've done it myself, and I'm like, whoa, that's not what I meant, though. We miss the translation so much in text. In chats, there's things that are said that because you're referring to something that somebody said on panel or that somebody said further back in chat, and you're just doing a quick reply to that, and there's so many other people who are seeing this, and they're like, wait a minute, that's not right, blah 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 blah, but not connecting that, hey, but that was in reference to what so and so said earlier or whatever. There's a lot that's missed. And there's a lot of, that's frustrating. But I think we need to kind of, sometimes I think, we just got to simmer back and scale back and go, hold on a second, what did they actually mean? Like, did we misunderstand that? What was that in reference to? Because there are a lot of times that somebody says something that you think is towards somebody else, but it wasn't. It was another reply. It was replied to somebody else, ridiculous. Yeah, Soup. Exactly. You take a link or you go up on Discord, you chat about it. And I wish a lot of people would do that, like really clear things up. And I mean, and sometimes it actually was meant to be the way they took it. There is always that too. But I see that happen a lot. It's like, oh no. Oh, you said I had to get that back. Now to back to Nessie. Well, Vintage. Nessie is not my favorite. She's not my favorite for sure. I know what she said to me. She went on one of her drunken rages after my mama passed away and said some really unkind things. And, I just wasn't in a good mental place right at that point to be too objective about it. And I just kind of said, fuck it, I'm not going to be objective about it. I'm tired of trying to be, level headed and seeing, well, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. You get to a point in your life where you're just like, you know what, I'm not going to do that right now. And that was at the point I was, and I'm still kind of at that point with it where she can go do her thing. That's great, that's great. You go do whatever it is you got to do, but I just walk away. See, she is angry all the time. She will pop off on you just like Susan does when Susan gets all in her, she gets in her feels. Like, I know people have got to see that. She can get nasty. Yeah, it was just sad to see that. It really was. I just couldn't believe it. I don't know. Mm-mm-mm. And I don't know. For me, I was like, you know what? You lost all traction with me. Those people who were defending her, you lost any kind of. I got nothing for you, man. I don't. I don't even want to see you in a chat. I don't want to. When you're talking about the subject matter, you're not here for that. That's not why you're here. You don't give a shit about it. Because if you truly cared about somebody's sobriety, you would care about everybody's sobriety. How can you be so quick to sit there and, boy, I don't know. We're so quick to point out to everybody else what you're doing wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. But then you turn around and do that same shit. I got to tell you, I thought I was in Purple's chat for a second. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, what the hell? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Soup, I get that. Totally get that. And there's a lot I'm sure Jesse has gone through and put up with. There's, I'm sure, plenty that none of us know. None of, I don't need to. I can only imagine. I know from things that I've experienced in my life with people who are in active addiction and people who are in sobriety, because it's a long, hard road. And I can only imagine. And that's why I do try to kind of stay out of that and just go, you know what, Susan needs help. You know, I feel for the family. I I get it. I totally get it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's tough. And then to be on YouTube, yeah, yeah, yeah. I try to stay out of it. It's two sisters that are kind of going back and forth. I get that, and it's like, oh, it's a sister argument. Stay away. But then there's more to it than just that because there's a whole lot of history there that it. And I get it where Jesse's just wanting to have her say. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, I I think I'd be irritated if my sister was up on panel acting like that, telling me I was lying. I'd be irritated. I would. And I mean, and that's one thing, an addict. No offense, y'all. I know I may offend some people here, but I'm just telling you, addicts don't tell the truth. They will lie. They will lie and tell you anything that they think you want to hear. They say anything to make themselves not be the addict, to make you think that the other person is the problem. It's always the other person. So I'll just be honest, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to the addiction, the addicts, there's very little I believe from them. Just, I'm just saying, personal experience. I'm just saying, there's very little that I'll actually believe until they get sobered up, and then they start talking truth. And even then, they got to be good. They got to be good on that road to sobriety, because on the way there's still lots of bumps and bruises where they still don't want to be completely honest. And that's a hard one. It's a hard one for anybody to be completely honest about things that they've done, right? Nobody wants to look at it and go, man, I did this and this is really fucked up. Addiction, they do some really bad stuff sometimes, the shit they do. Oh my gosh. But sometimes they had to sit there and they got to admit it. So as I say, I have a really hard time believing anything that an addict says compared to, somebody who's not an addict, not drunk, not high, whatever. Yeah, usually they tend to be the ones telling a little bit more truth. Just saying. Oh, okay. Oh, Charlie girl, I'm so sorry. Yeah, corn dog gets a lot wrong. Yeah, corn dog gets a lot wrong. Well, I got one thing in back chat. Oh, hold on. Oh my goodness. Y'all saying backstage and I was looking at back chat. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Do you pay attention or
Oh,
what do you
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I was lost in my thoughts for a moment. I apologize.
Hey McFly.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. I'm on mute. Sorry, you kicked me while I was running into the store, obviously. But I'm on mute.
Can you guys hear me all right? I had to use a different mic. I was having technical issues.
Yeah, I can hear you. Now that you're finally up here.
Awesome. If you wouldn't mind me just using your panel for a couple moments to address something that happened yesterday, I would appreciate it. If not, that's cool too.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think I was actually going to hit on that, but go ahead and see if it was the same thing. I think it probably was.
So yesterday, near the beginning of Earth's Live, Earth addressed me. it seems that she didn't initially misunderstand what I said, but now misunderstands what I said. And she decided to, bring that to our panel rather than send me a DM or, tag me in a Discord that we share in common. So I tried to speak to her in that Discord last night. Seems she's ignoring my comments. So, if she wants to panel, I guess I'll have to panel. So Earth came into CJ's live the other day and said, people really do need to stop condoning what Susan does to people and the doxing she does. I commented, name names, Earth, LOL. So Earth decided to take that as I am apparently asking her to re-dox people and making fun of the situation. No, Earth, I've heard you say many times to people, name names. And I am simply asking for you to name names of who condones what Susan does to people and her doxing. There were several others in chat that seemed to agree with that's what I was saying. Earth continued to speak to me in that chat in that live the other day in CJ's. If she thought I was asking her to dox someone's children, I'm pretty sure she would have addressed it there, and she wouldn't have just left it out like, oh, I'm done talking about Susan. But whatever, she can view it differently now. That's fine. I'm not going to address the person that was up on panel with her. I, like many other people, don't get involved in family things. Even if somebody is my friend, I wouldn't get involved in family things. I don't. It's hard to even find the words. I would never and have never condoned doxing. Not only do I not condone it, I condemn it. I will always, if I am in a chat and I hear doxing happening, I will always call it out. I don't care who you are. If I am in your chat and you are doxing, I call it out. There have been many things that many creators, including maybe even especially Susan, has said that I do not agree with. And it doesn't matter if I have a wrench in the chat, if I'm hated in the chat, if I am in that chat, I am calling it out. I have lost wrenches over it. I have lost friends over it. I don't care. I have to go to sleep at night knowing that I did what I feel is right. So to sit there and try to say that I was calling for people to be doxxed or that I'm making a joke of it, that is wrong. And I just wanted to set that straight. And Stars, I welcome you to stop sitting on your hands. What would you like to say to me? I'd also like to say that, but I don't share Discord with Stars, so I can't message her. But she's welcome to say whatever she wants. Stars has spent a lot of time in Discords with me. Stars knows me better. So she's welcome to say whatever she would like, and I'll address it. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm still here, y'all. I'm just driving.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would never think that you would ever support doxing. I know how you have shut it down many times. I've seen it. So that's why I was like, "What? That doesn't. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I believe at some point it was said that I was in Susan's chat when she was doxing someone and I condoned it. No. Show me any receipt you have of me ever condoning anyone being doxxed, whether that's public or private. Like, no, I haven't.
yeah.
Show me. Show me one receipt. Stars, that's funny coming from you. I'll say that, but
Oh shoot, I forgot to take Nightbot off. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Time out. Out. Nope. Get off there. Get.
And you can sit on your hands, stars. I personally feel there are better things to do than sit on hands, but that's fine. Soup, that would be Earth at the beginning of her live stream. And many people that I've sat in Discord with for hours and hours were in that chat. Yeah, and they were cool with it. So that was disappointing, but I'll get over it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think that I don't know. I think maybe just in chats, there's so much that does get confused on.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I would love to give her the benefit of the doubt and say it was just she misunderstood what I was saying or something like that. But the fact that she continued to talk to me and left that chat with no issue with me, that makes me think it was not a misunderstanding. But hey, I guess you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was called out on panel Soup. It was towards the beginning, not the very beginning, but pretty early on. Like I said, my issue with being called out on panel has nothing to do with her panel guest. I won't get involved in family stuff, and I'm not going to judge any of that. But Earth, that was really uncool. And for somebody who will go on and do a live stream for hours and hours, Eliza, it was just a few moments before you entered chat. You were not in chat yet at that point either, but it was a few moments before. Star was in chat. She can verify it happened. That was when she said she was going to sit on her hands with that one. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Matt. I do know I don't condone the family stuff. I don't get involved in it. I don't think it should be, no one should get involved in it. That's just my opinion. Because
And there goes Jenna.
Oh, she go.
But yeah, with the families, there's so much behind that I can't even begin to understand, because I as much as I could try to put myself in someone's shoes, I can't fully understand. So I can give a lot of grace when it comes to anything said about me when somebody has a lot going on with their family and what, like, I get that.
Yeah.
Or for Earth, no, I'm sorry. That's, better. You don't have the same level of emotion and everything. I'm sorry. No, I was your content. No, Soup, she wouldn't. She just sat there while I was accused of doxing, and rather than saying, no, come on, Earth, we know better, she said, I'll sit on my hands when it comes to that one. Vintage says, please don't let Susan's mental illness / alcoholism cause problems between people who actually agree on things.
Yeah.
I agree, Vintage. Like, I don't need to be your content because you don't like someone.
Yeah.
Like, people can live and let live. Soup, you're right. It could have meant a lot of things, but she called me that one. And she's already explained in this chat that she thinks I have like a superiority complex or something. I don't know. She could have spoken up and said, Earth, come on, that's not true. She doesn't condone doxing. But she chose to sit on her hands. That's fine. It's her choice.
I was listening to y'all. I agree. The family stuff, that's my opinion, should be, no one should get involved in that. It gets ugly when it comes to family stuff.
Yeah, you kind of learned a lesson on that, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. That's, oh, goodness.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. I had to go to the store. I'm at home now, driving on the porch. Did you drop the link, CJ?
Yeah, CJ did.
Actually, sitting on your hands wouldn't have involved typing out on your phone or your keyboard at your desk or whatever that you're going to sit on your hands. But you're right. I don't need you to take up for me. It's fine. We're good.
Well, I know from being in Discord with you and being on calls, especially with, me just going into Susan's Discord this last time when people were, she was trying to get help and stuff. I know there's a lot of people that have been called out, that they were calling her on her bull crap, holding her accountable, and you was one of those people.
I have, like I said, I don't want to get specifics on anyone. I have and will continue to call people out on anything I feel is a lie or wrong or doxing or whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, stars. Thank you for sharing your opinion with me. I appreciate it. You can feel how you want to feel, and you're right. That's fine. But I will say, regardless of that, stars, if I am in a chat and anyone accuses you of condoning doxing, let me just think on this real quick. Yeah, I think I can say I have not seen stars condone doxing.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big accusation to have on someone. So I don't need you to stick up for me, but to take the time out of your very busy day to say, I'm going to sit on my hands with that one. It's just, I don't know, maybe that's even funny, but it is what it is. I really have no issue with these stars. It's all good.
All right, I came into this conversation late. I have no clue what's going on. And I was not around yesterday. I was just briefed on what happened yesterday.
But I'm sorry, Shining, I took up enough of your time. I can hop down. I just figured since Earth, wanted to accuse me of something and then didn't even want to have a conversation about it afterward, I would just go ahead and address it on panel since that was her chosen platform.
Okay.
Does Earth want to come up and talk as well, Soup, or?
Well,
Talk to
thank you,
tech.
Stars. I appreciate you acknowledging that I do not condone doxing. Even if you think I have a superiority complex or I'm condescending, that's fine. I don't care if people think that about me. Doxing is serious, though, so I do appreciate that being cleared up.
Yeah. Yeah. And Stars just said she said, Roxy, I said, I know Magpie wouldn't do, and I never claimed she did do that in chat ever.
That's correct. She did not accuse me of doxing. She simply said, I will sit on my hands with that one.
Hey, Soup. Good morning.
It's me. I don't have a picture anymore. I got rid of StreamYard, and I guess it took all my pictures.
Oh, no. You're just a blank record. Look at
I
you.
know.
Yeah. You start over again. There you go.
Now, I looked for Earth. I've tagged her. I don't know where she's at, but I would love for her to come in.
Yeah.
Can someone call her to see if they can get a hold of
I
her?
have her number. But I believe that's who should come in and speak on this. That would probably clear up a lot rather than if somebody sat on their hands. Or Queen Nessie. I didn't see Queen Nessie. I heard that she was in there. I thought she had disappeared.
Yeah, she was there for most of the live stream. I don't think she was there in the very beginning, but she was there for a lot of it after that.
What was she saying?
Oh, honestly, I wasn't really paying attention to what she was saying. I don't know. So, Shining Jenna.
Oh, she said a whole lot. She was really going at Susan for her drinking and this, that, and the other. It was just, whew, it was too much, man.
Yeah. Someone like her coming in speaking on a subject matter like that kind of makes things a little awkward.
Right.
Especially knowing her past on here.
Exactly.
Maybe that wasn't the chat for you, Nessie.
From what I hear, again, I haven't looked at all the comments. People were enjoying her company, so
That's what I heard as well.
I guess it wasn't very awkward.
They were condoning her behavior,
I wonder if
calling
Earth even knows who Nessie is.
Oh, they know.
What'd she say to Nessie when she came in?
Oh, Earth. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought you said
yeah.
I wonder if they even know. I don't know if Earth knows much about Nessie.
Yeah, that's why I said, and I did say that at the beginning of the live, that just because people in chat are saying things, not
Yeah.
necessarily people on panel. It's, I understand that you got all these different people and they all have different views and things. So,
Magpie would never sit on her hands when it comes to doxing. Yeah. No, I don't think Magpie would sit on her hands when it comes to doxing. And I don't think that's what Stars meant either. But I mean, things are left to interpretate however you want. But no one I know would think Magpie would be okay with doxing.
yeah.
Except, Earth, I guess. But no, I think you're right. I don't think she actually believes that either. So never mind.
No.
I take that back.
Stars don't believe that. I mean, sometimes people they don't get along that well. It ain't that deep. But she wouldn't just be okay with someone saying you're okay with doxing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I know that much from Stars.
Yeah, no, I also don't think that Stars thinks that I condone doxing. I did think her comment was kind of funny. Like, I'm going to sit on my hands. Well, you're not really sitting on your hands if you're typing that you're going to sit on your hands, but whatever. It was just kind of laughable, but she thinks I'm condescending and whatever. And that's fine. I know there's people that are going to feel how they feel. Like, that's not really phasing me very much. I think it's kind of funny.
Well, good.
But, I just saw her in chat, so I thought I'd say hi.
Yeah, it's early over on the West Coast. It's 11 here. So what is it there? 8?
Yeah, I think that if Earth really wanted to address me, she probably would have. Like I said, we're in a Discord. There is one Discord that we're both in. I tagged her a couple times, maybe 10, throughout
Maybe 10.
various responses that I made to her.
Okay.
No, I know, Eliza, but I think it was maybe like a little bit of like a condescending, kind of snarky comment, and I just think it's kind of funny coming from Stars. It's fine. It is what it is. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So if Earth wanted to talk to me, she would have. I don't think she wants to talk to me, and that's fine. I just think what she did was kind of messed up, kind of gross. To those who sat in chat and like didn't say, "Oh, hey, no, that's kind of not cool to accuse people of doxing if they didn't."
Well, I won't disagree with you on that. I won't
kinda
disagree
gross.
with you on the Nessie. Look, I'll say that I'm on a panel, so obviously I'm feeling very comfortable saying it out loud for all to hear. You can't say anything about Susan and be all right with Nessie. Now that's just, I don't know if Earth knows the history of Nessie. Nessie just showed up in the chat. I'm not sure. But yeah. Nessie, Susan. Actually, if we're comparing, which I'm not trying to compare, I'm just saying one is actually worse. I'm comparing.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I've never seen Susan do that, but, you know. That's not saying
Carrie,
Susan hasn't done her stuff, you know.
yeah, Carrie. Someone called it out. Multiple people said she is welcome here. Oh, okay. It wasn't the chat for her to type in. Just my personal opinion. Not my platform. I mean, Earth's channel ain't my channel. But if it were me and I was having that type of live, I would have told Nessie, this probably ain't the chat for you. Seeing as what we're talking about up here. And you've made your own, you've made a fool of yourself on here as well. So this probably ain't where you want to be. Just me on that.
And so I'm gonna just put something in the private chat for you. I didn't bring up the Nexie thing. I'm not gonna really go into the Nexie thing. I don't really super care to talk about it, but just because you missed it, I'm gonna let you know, because I don't know if Earth knows them, but just some of the people that were, having fun and cool with it. But yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but
people that know, that's my point to you, is like people that definitely know. But
I'll explain that to Earth when she wakes up. Maybe she don't have the history on Nessie. Those of us that have been in this sector for a long time are all well aware of who Nessie is and what she's done. So no, hold up. I saw part about Nessie. People said they felt the difference was all the lies. Eliza says down there. All the lies. Okay.
Yeah, it was said the difference between her and Susan is that she doesn't lie. She doesn't use the S bait. And she doesn't hurt people.
Oh, she hurts people.
Yeah.
She hurts people. I don't know about the lying or S bait, but yeah, she's definitely hurt people.
Yeah. Well, I know the lying because we busted her out on it. Which, was it lies, or she was just so intoxicated she really couldn't remember what she said.
Okay, Eliza, someone came in and asked about Nessie, and people said it was about the lying. Oh, man. I wish we could review it. Okay. Yeah, stars. Yeah, comment shared. I never seen it before, and I honestly didn't understand the context, right? We never watched Nessie much. I've seen her on a couple of panels. That's not somebody I would, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they were talking about. Is an addict, period. And I think that's what it is too. I don't know if I think Shining was talking about this as well, regardless of who it is, wasn't that about if you're like friends with them, it's like,
yeah, you got to call out, you can't call out one without calling out the other, because
right.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I know some people don't like, one another or whatever, and that's okay.
Nightbot was banned.
Yeah. Right. You can't get excused. You're exactly right, Roxy. And I agree with that,
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. You can't pick and choose Nessie or yeah, no. God, no, I agree with that part. Vintage Stars and Magpie, thanks for clearing up a huge misunderstanding. Eliza says, same. I'm not familiar with Nessie. I've never watched her lives, only know who she is from Purple. Yeah. Purple
Mm.
used to go at it with her too.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I don't think she laid down quite as much as the others. Like Nessie would get very belligerent with Purple. Purple,
Yeah, she does that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Purple goes for the ones that kind of just give up, and that, yeah, I think Nessie would have probably fought her till the end. I ain't sure.
Yeah, Ness, I don't know. She needs some help too.
Yeah, that's where I saw her, Hakuna, on Buddies one time.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Mm.
She sure did, Eliza. She was on
Yeah, I've
Buddies.
seen.
Cheesy Mary. Yeah, bless her heart. She's been doing that for years.
Yeah, I know. And it's sad, people that are in addiction, Um,
Yeah.
addiction is addiction, regardless of who they are.
And I
And
kind of saw this coming too because it's such a sensitive topic.
it is. It's a real
And
sensitive.
I think a lot of people have good intentions, but because this topic is so delicate, we're bound to get emotional
Right.
and lash
Right.
out at each other. I think um, that could be some of what might be happening as well, because this is such a delicate subject.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, it's a hard one, you know. It
Yeah.
is.
Pearl says, I'm just in here. Let me make myself abundantly clear. My only and total interaction with Nessie yesterday was tagging her name in a mass reply to all who wished me happy birthday. Oh, that's right. Happy birthday, Pearl.
Mm. Yeah,
I,
happy birthday.
yes,
Well,
I did not
happy birthday.
defend, welcome, or interact with her. She's messy, angry, lying, alcoholic, and I do not have any kind of relationship with her. No, you don't. We never have with her.
Yeah. Well, I know the few that were defending her. And that's what my issue was like, what the fuck? Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm.
My thing mainly is with Jesse. I've really seen Jesse go through it on here. And
Right.
she was brought here too, Heidi. Um, I try to
Oh,
empathize and put myself in her shoes that like, fuck man, if that was my sister up here saying and doing and accusing all the things that she has done, I would feel a way too. And everybody has the right to speak up for themselves and on their behalf. And it's just funny to me. There's somebody in here earlier complaining, probably Corn Dog, about Jessie doing that. She rarely speaks, but when she does, everybody's got a problem. Not everybody, but a lot of people have an issue with it. That's so weird to me. But Susan's been how many years? How many years doing this? Yeah, I'll listen to Jessie.
Yeah, I don't get in. I won't get into it, because that's family issue. So
Yeah, it's family issues, but it unfortunately it's here. It's been brought here.
and it's
yeah.
sad. Yeah.
It was family issues until certain people went looking where they should have minded their business and brought
Yeah.
it here.
And I
Hiding.
get that, Soup. I will say, though, I still feel like there is, like, yeah, it's a shame that it all got drug out and, like, that really sucks. It's YouTube. Everyone can have a platform. Everyone has a right to be here. The difference, like, I just feel like I would never host Susan or Jesse or any family member of anyone. Like I just wouldn't host it. Like
Mm.
everybody can have their own platform. I'm just personally not going to get that level of involved. but I'm never going to tell someone they can't have their feelings or like, or even try to pretend like I could fully understand what they've experienced, because it's impossible. I just, yeah, I feel awful about the whole situation.
Yeah. It's a sad state of affairs. It really is.
I know I've
But I'm
done that
not
before.
going to take someone's family and make that my content either. I wouldn't feel right about it.
Well, I think that live yesterday was supposed to be for Jessie to kind of speak on some more things, but I was in and out. I think she was driving. She was I don't know, it sounded like she was busy. Let's see. Yeah, Pearl, I agree. Yeah, it never should have been brought to YouTube. Yeah. And Jessie has her own platform, and she has spoke on there, and she hits her talking points within 20 to 30 minutes and shuts it down.
Get down, boy.
Yeah, well, if it hadn't been brought to YouTube, Jesse wouldn't feel the need to have justification. I would want it.
Right.
You know?
I just really try to think, if my sister, and I have a sister, she would never do this, but I mean, trying to put myself in her shoes, have empathy. My sister came up here saying the reckless things that Susan has said. Yeah, I'd have a lot to say. And either you're with me or you're against me, but I'd have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine like exactly what I would do in this situation, and I think that's why for me, like, I can't judge, her at all. Like, I'm, she also mentioned stuff about me. I don't need to address her and talk about it here. Like, I can't imagine what she's going through, and so I can have empathy for that. For me, it's different with Earth, because Earth knowingly said that about me when I know she knows that's not true. Like, let's be real. And she had how many hour-long live on somebody's family? Like, I don't know. To me personally, I think it was inexcusable, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Tara, didn't Heidi say in Purple's chat when the screenshot was from? Yep, it was a screenshot, Perp. It was a screenshot. That it was not her who got in contact with Jesse, but it was Sam. That's the screenshot I saw.
But anyway, thank you for having me up, Soup. Thank you for coming up. It was nice to talk to you. It was nice seeing everyone in chat. Pearl, happy birthday. Shining, happy birthday. CJ, wherever
Thank you.
you're at, happy birthday. And yeah, I just appreciate you giving me some time up here. I'm sorry it took way longer than I meant to, but thank
That's
you.
okay.
All right.
All
I
right,
wasn't
thank you.
ignoring. I was in the bathroom. Sorry. I did not ignore anybody intentionally. I just had to run to the
No.
ladies' room.
Have a good day,
That's fine.
everyone.
Hakuna
No.
Tara. Heidi also denied having anything to do with the Tavern 7 for the longest time. Heidi will say anything yes, she will. Heidi will go between she did it and then she didn't do it. She was in one chat a couple months ago and she said, okay, I admit it. I reached out to Susan's sister. And then it'll go back and forth. Like, girl, just pick one. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
we'll do it for you. You did it. We all know it.
Yeah. Well, this morning I guess in Perp's chat, she said that it was Sam who did it. My reply to that was, oh, so now she thinks Sam is real.
The Sam thing will always confuse me. So Sam's actually a person.
I don't know. I thought this was my understanding, is that Sam was an alt account for her, like a troll account.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I understand that, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Heidi is Sam. See, Eliza said Heidi is Sam.
That's what I've always thought. And then they claimed that they got this Sam character on their panel one time. This wasn't too long ago. And I'm thinking, is that the same Sam, though? Because I'm pretty sure Heidi had a Sam troll account or alt account.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Who even knows if it was actually their real name? I mean, anybody can pop up on panel with Sam in their title.
Right. Exactly. Anybody can. And you can't really authenticate the account.
No. So,
Yeah, Jesse has shown proof of that. I forgot about that.
mhm. I thought so, and I could swear because somebody was saying something about it, and I was thinking, did I recall Jesse saying Heidi's the one who contacted her?
Yeah, because I remember Lenny going on and on about the Sam cat too, and that they were real or not real. I'm sorry. It was someone Heidi made up. Now to hear Lenny tell it, it was Sam was real. And Lenny, or not Lenny, but everybody picks on Heidi. Yeah.
Heidi picks on her own self, though. I mean, really.
But I'm sorry that things got sad. Things got weird in that live. I was in and out of it. I do agree with you on, look, you're going to say something about one. You do realize who Nessie is, correct? Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I hope Earth wakes up soon, hits the link, because I think that's always the best way to go to clear it up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they can chat and work it out, figure it out.
Yeah.
Um,
Because things can get lost in translation in here, in typing.
oh, yeah.
Or you see them in the chat once, you think they were there for the whole live. And yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. It's hard. Like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. And there's so many conversations going back and forth,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully she'll come up and clear it up. Usually Earth is awake by now, but you never know.
Yeah. It's still early there. It's like 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate you letting me come up.
Well, thanks for coming up.
Yeah, no problem. I'll catch y'all in the chat.
All right. Okay. Yeah, vintage. We got a lot of birthdays. Pearl and I have a birthday together, and then CJ and one of my kiddos have today is their birthday. We got birthdays all over the place around here. Jenny, you sitting over there muted. Muted.
Yeah. I don't know how to speak on this. I want to say it respectfully, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but I do think just because you support someone, regardless if you do support that person, if they are in active addiction, I think that there shouldn't be a standard between someone you don't like and someone you do like. That's my opinion on it, because addiction is addiction, and if you know both of them are in addiction and it's been on a public platform, then that's just not morally right, To me, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. I've seen this lady pass out. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. Oh my goodness. Oof.
So watching it Y'all told me plenty about her, you know?
Hmm. I didn't watch her a whole lot, but I watched her enough. I said, "Oh my gosh." You know, when you watch them enough to know, you're like, there's an issue here.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't know what happened yesterday. That's just my opinion. The addiction topic is very, very personal. I guess it really is personal to a lot of people, you know? Um, I just think we can't pick and choose just because we like them or dislike them, you know? That's my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, you know, I don't have to like you. Don't want you to get better.
Right, you know? You can love them from a distance, you know, put your
Mm,
boundaries, and that don't mean you're gonna stop loving them and wishing them the best. You know, you just have to protect yourself, you know? But you
yep.
still want them
True.
to be better, you know?
Yeah, it's just a hard one. You know, it is, but you got to do what you got to do.
Do you
Mm.
whoop whoop? Are you beautiful?
Well,
Yeah.
do you whoop who's in the house? Do you whoop whoop? I'm here, Grace, Carrie. Hello, everybody.
Sorry, I wasn't really listening to your live. Too busy driving and all kinds of stuff. So, but I was here. I knew what your live was going to be about, and I just wanted to be up here supporting you.
Okay. Hey, boom. They gone. Yeah, Pearl, they gone, honey. They gone. They gone. Bye bye.
Yeah, I don't like.
You're free to come in and speak your mind as long as you're not being rude.
Yeah, I wouldn't even
If we
address the
think you're
troll.
being rude, you just get blocked. You know, I've always tried to let people have their words and say what they gotta say. Just
Right.
that was a level of rudeness that we just don't go with around here.
So
Ooh, we
hopefully, Earth
do
and
what?
Magpie. So hopefully, Earth and Magpie can talk. Um.
Yeah. And I'm sure if Earth really thought she did that, she would have said something. Like she would have reached out to her and said, "Hey, you know, I think you did this." But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully they'll, can talk it out. It would be nice. I don't like to see people arguing and fighting over,
Yeah. I just think this
you
subject
know.
is, you know,
Yeah,
I know it's touchy to me. I'm pretty sure it's touchy to a lot of people as well. I know
yeah,
it is,
it is.
you know. Hold
It
on a
is.
second.
It's just, and it affects so many people.
It does. Really does.
But like I said, I love to see people who are sober and they're enjoying their sobriety, however long it is. You know, I do enjoy that.
I
Uh,
agree. You know, addiction is hard, but you almost put in the effort to stay sober. That's amazing. You know, I totally agree with that.
yeah, it's hard, wherever you're sitting at.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know why the dogs are barking, but they're barking. Somebody probably pulled up.
I don't know, mine's barking. She wants to go out with my daughter.
Oh, y'all, if it's a FedEx driver, we just have to see if they're okay with the dogs or if they throw the package out the window. Let's see.
They just threw it out the window.
They do that sometimes, yeah.
They scare the dogs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We have one who brings them snack. He brings them treats. You know.
Yeah, they don't bite. They don't even. Well, they probably the bark is probably vicious, but
And they just big and they're wagging their tails like, "Hello, we know you're bringing a package," and that's scary. It's all right. The one they got to worry about is the little one who doesn't have access to them. So,
This is like my girl. She has a vicious bark, but she won't bite nobody.
yeah. Well, I have no doubt if I can tell you if somebody tried to hurt one of the kids, or me, or any of us here, um, yeah, the dogs would protect.
Right.
I'm just going to say that. And the two that are my son's dogs, they're very protective um, over him, extremely. They like, I don't have to worry about you. If they can get through the dogs, then you'll take care of the rest.
Yeah. Well,
He got the muscle, they got the bite.
I've trained him, but if I'm not like here to say something to him, he will bite.
Oh, well,
Charlie will bite. Charlie's a protector.
yeah. Well, I know we got them. We got our protectors, and we're good, but we've never had a problem with them.
Right. Well, mine about sent me to jail one time. I told y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's scary, though. That's scary. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. He went to doggy jail.
Do what?
He went to doggy jail for
No.
7 days to make sure he didn't have rabies.
Mhm.
Luckily, I didn't get sued, but I did pay all the men's medical bills.
Mm.
So,
I'm glad I haven't had to have that situation, though.
after he jumped the fence,
Yeah.
be trained. So, he's doing good now, though.
All right. Well, you ready to shut it down? Because I said it's supposed to be a
Yeah.
short live because I got to get some sleep. I've been up since 5 o'clock yesterday morning. I'm tired. Just,
We'll get you some sleep. Tired of him.
Yeah.
I wasn't here. But I was here. I wasn't here, but I was here.
He was here, but he wasn't here. All right. Well, okay. Well, guys,
I love
thank you so
you.
much for joining us today. And I know this is a hard subject matter, but it was just something that I think does kind of needs to be put out there. And awareness is a good thing. And if you're going to call out one situation, make sure you're not backing the other, being hypocritical and being exactly who you're going at others and attacking them for what you think is wrong, but you're doing it yourself. Be careful, and be careful what you how you address addicts and how you look at them and view them, because how you're viewing certain addicts is definitely how you're describing all addicts. Gotta be careful with that. Just saying. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will chat with you guys later.
Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't stop me, you can't stop me now. Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't lock me, you can't lock me down. I will not lay down my arms. Ready to be covered in scars. Cause I will always be a warrior. Late nights, get lost, hard work, the cost, can't quit, can't stop, this world all cut off, don't have time to waste, not now, need to find a way to get out, cause I'm gone, in deep, get lost in the weeds. You know it's all about the conquest, what's next? You gotta put the work in like you're obsessed. Think about what you want, what's your future? What kind of person would it take to seduce her? So what's next? Be obsessed with winning and your success. Make progress, this life is never promised. So feel blessed, live life, don't be too cautious, trust the process.
In too deep, I'll never quit. I wanna see this through, yeah, I'm all in. And I will hold my head up high. Got what it takes to fight and survive.
Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't stop me, you can't stop me now. Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't lock me, you can't lock me down. I will not lay down my arms. Ready to be covered in scars. 'Cause I will always be a warrior.